A tale of political surprises, from Mitterrand to Macron. In the vibrant and often tumultuous political landscape of France, the election of François Mitterrand in 1981 stands out as a moment of profound surprise and irony. Reflecting on the 1970s, when I lived in Paris, I remember the pervasive anxiety surrounding Mitterrand's potential presidency. As a prominent figure of the Socialist Party, he was perceived as a dire threat to the nation's stability by those wary of leftist ideologies. However, the unfolding of history revealed a far more nuanced reality, one that offers valuable insights into contemporary political dynamics, including the contentious figure of Marine Le Pen and the increasingly authoritarian tendencies of Emmanuel Macron. The fear of Mitterrand in the 1970s. In the 1970s, France was navigating a period of economic and social upheaval. The post-war boom, known as the Trente Glorieuses, had given way to economic stagnation and rising unemployment. Against this backdrop, Mitterrand's socialist agenda, promising sweeping reforms and a break from capitalist policies, was met with trepidation by the conservative segments of society. His proposals for nationalizing key industries, increasing social welfare, and reducing the workweek struck fear into the hearts of those who believed such measures would exacerbate the economic malaise and lead to societal instability. The surprise of 1981. Mitterrand's election and governance. When Mitterrand triumphed over Valéry Giscard d'Estaing in the 1981 presidential election, it was a moment of shock and disbelief for many. Giscard, a centrist from the Union for French Democracy, UDF, represented stability and continuity with his pragmatic, market-oriented policies. Mitterrand's victory signaled a dramatic shift to the left, or so it seemed. Once in office, however, Mitterrand's policies took a surprising turn. Although he initially implemented his socialist agenda, nationalizing banks and major industries, the results were economically disastrous. Inflation soared, unemployment rose, and France faced a severe fiscal crisis. By 1983, in what became known as the austerity turn, Mitterrand pivoted to more conservative economic policies, embracing budget cuts, privatizations, and a strong commitment to the European monetary system. In essence, Mitterrand's presidency, particularly in its later years, adopted a right-leaning economic stance, arguably more conservative than that of his predecessor Giscard. Comparing Le Pen and Macron, contemporary reflections. Fast forward to the present, the political landscape in France has shifted yet again, marked by the polarizing figures of Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron. Le Pen, leader of the National Rally, formerly National Front, is often compared to fascist leaders due to her nationalist, anti-immigration stance and her party's controversial history. Critics fear that her presidency would herald an era of intolerance and autocracy. However, a closer examination of Emmanuel Macron's tenure reveals a different kind of authoritarianism. Elected in 2017 as a centrist reformer with a promise to revitalize the French economy and bridge political divides, Macron has increasingly adopted an authoritarian style of governance. His handling of the Yellow Vest protests, marked by heavy police repression, and his centralization of power have drawn accusations of dictatorial behavior. Macron's controversial pension reforms, pushed through without a parliamentary vote via Article 49.3 of the French Constitution, further underscore his autocratic tendencies. Lessons from history. The irony of Mitterrand's rightward shift and Macron's authoritarian approach offers a poignant lesson. Political labels and expectations often diverge significantly from the realities of governance. While Mitterrand was initially feared as a radical socialist, his policies eventually aligned more closely with conservative economics. Similarly, Macron, once seen as a liberal centrist, has exhibited traits of autocratic leadership. As France continues to grapple with its complex political identity, the historical narrative of Mitterrand's presidency serves as a reminder that political leaders and their legacies are often far more nuanced than their initial portrayals. In critiquing figures like Marine Le Pen, it is essential to consider the broader context and the actual practices of those in power, such as Macron, whose governance may embody the authoritarianism that critics fear in others. Understanding these dynamics helps in making informed decisions about the future of French democracy.